selling cars was honestly where the origin of Chrising Cars started. Jack and I were working together and we were both just auto brokers and looking for a way to stir up some business. So we started doing car reviews, and I know nothing about the back end of a production and the filming, the editing. And he knew all about that. And I kind of liked being a personality, being somebody, in front of the camera. And we just started doing car reviews of regular cars, Ford F-150s, Hyundai Sonatas, just pointing out like cool features and stuff like that to try and stir up some business. And that was all just posted to personal pages. Chris and Cars wasn't even a thing. But at that point, our bosses had supercars, Ferraris, McLarens, Lamborghinis, and Jack especially had known people who either owned shops that worked on supercars or just stored supercars. So we kind of put our heads together and said, we have so much access to these supercars, and it seems so regular at this point for us. But there are so many people that would kill to see this online that never have access to this, even at their local Cars and Coffee. So we came up with the name of the page, Chris and Cars, and we just started on TikTok. That was it. And we eventually went to every other platform, because if the piece of content's already made and it fits on every other platform, then you might as well post it everywhere. I look up to automotive content creators more than CEOs, billionaires, any like high level executive. Those aren't the people I look up to. I mean, for as long as I can remember, I've been watching Stradman since he bought his orange Lamborghini Gallardo on an accounting salary, and it was just the start of his empire. And you look at him now, and he went from living in his car to having 13 cars and two-floor garage, a massive house. And those are the people I looked up to, because not only are they doing exactly what they're passionate about, but they're successful with it. He's the biggest like inspiration for it all. It's crazy to kind of even like be in the seat or be any like where doing social media, because growing up I was like to myself, very quiet, like have a great group of friends. Like my middle school friends and I are still super, super close, but I stuck with them. I wasn't really outside of the bubble. I kept to myself, liked what I liked, and hung out who I wanted to hang out with. So now to, have a following of almost like 500,000 across the platforms and a lot of eyes on you, it's night and day from what I'm typically used to. And a lot of people think I'm just naturally super social, but it's something that I definitely had to grow into the role for. One of the first names that we decided to come up with, because we were just going to do car reviews and they were going to be a minute long. So we were going to call it 60-second car reviews. And now we laugh thinking about going to Cars and Coffee and somebody being like, oh my God, you're 60-second car reviews. Like that just doesn't roll off the tongue well. And I was looking for something that was kind of like simple, that wasn't overcomplicated, that if somebody wanted to ask you for a picture or just come say hello, like, oh, Chris and Cars, like for me, it just like rolls off the tongue well. We quickly decided after a few weeks, maybe a month of doing just car reviews, that we were going to pivot and try new things, because with the concept of organic reach, the possibilities of content to create are just endless, and you never know what's going to work for the page until you try. So we would describe the types of people who would drive certain supercars. We would do reviews. And then what was kind of our bread and butter for the better part of the last year and a half was the car spotting, where we would go to our local Long Island strip mall, which was the Americana Manhasset. We still go there, and we would spot in the winter, the fall, the spring, the summer. Even if it's 20 degrees outside, we would just bundle up. I'm known for wearing that big obnoxious pea coat. And the whole Range Rover thing started because at the Americana Manhasset, it's either G-Wagons, Bentley Bentegas, or Range Rovers, especially in the winter. In the summer, the supercars come out. You'll see Ferraris, Lamborghinis, things of the sort, but it is very populated with Range Rovers. And I would get excited to see how many we can spot. So I guess I projected my voice a little bit too much at a certain point, and people started commenting like in all caps Range Rover with like a devil face, because I was like screaming. So we just decided to lean into it. It was very progressive, because when we started, I was like, oh, another Range Rover, Range Rover here. We're on our 5th Range Rover. And now it's inaudible. It's just every time I go to Cars and Coffee, and not in a braggadocious way, but like, you're the Range Rover guy. Like, never in a million years would I think somebody would come up to me and say, "You're the Range Rover guy." I'm a Lamborghini guy, like, personally, that's my favorite brand. So, for somebody to be like, "You're the Range Rover," maybe I have to get a Range Rover. Doing a describing supercar owners, there's only so many different types of people who would buy a specific supercar, and then we started doing it with regular cars, Ford, Chevy, and even those did extremely well for our page, but we just decided to transition to car spotting because people wanna see it was kind of like out in the wild for us, like, what we would go to just random towns, or Monterey Car Week was a very big one for us, and it's kind of spontaneous, and you just never know what you're gonna see and what you're gonna find. And I think that level of excitement is fun for people to watch. And for us, it was easier content to create because I'm just saying the name of the car and then we go on to the next one. There's dialogue in between it, but typically just like funny moments and things of that nature. But it's less on the spot brainstorming. And we just found that our audience had preferred it. We're from the Northeast, so obviously Greenwich, Connecticut, Dealer Row. It's one of the only places in the Northeast that offers a Bugatti dealership, a Pagani dealership that's oftentimes fully stocked. And they were super cool with letting us kind of bounce in and out and do our content. And I'm super obnoxious for that while people are in there trying to buy cars and I'm kind of yelling. But yeah, they've been great. Ryan Friedman from Ryan Friedman Motor Cars definitely is the reason we're in the position we're in today. I mean, talk about somebody who's just been super open when we were at such a low level and just really gave us access to whatever we wanted to film. I mean, letting us come to his house to film his supercars, letting us come to the dealership, starting them up, taxiing them around, doing whatever we have to do. He really understood what we wanted to accomplish. He's absolutely the reason we're in this position and found success, because when you're very early in the process, oftentimes nobody's going to want to give you a shot and put you onto something because they don't see the value in it for them. But that unconditional friendship, that's what it's all about, because they know that we're not going to help them sell an additional 100 cars a month, and we were just starting out. But he didn't expect that. He wasn't looking for that. He was just looking to help out somebody who was interested in making automotive content, and he'll be somebody we work with as long as we do Chris and Cars. So we are about 2 years in now. It's a little bit more of a business than it was when we had first started. We've had just the most incredible opportunities to travel all across the country and soon, hopefully, all around the world. We've done about 250,000,000 views at this point. We've met some incredible people, and Chris and Cars has most certainly changed my life. I still work at State Farm, but it's but it's changed my life because I'm Christian Bale during the week and I'm Batman Saturday and Sunday.
When you get a ticket, it might look something like this, but the first thing that you need to do is take a picture of that ticket and send it to 305-305. That will get the ticket clinic on your case immediately. They've got brick and mortar offices in Georgia, Florida, and California, but they can help you find a ticket no matter where you get it in the United States by helping you find a local attorney that will do everything they can to help you avoid costly fines, insurance premium increases, points on your license, risk of suspension, even jail time. They've helped me out with this ticket and many others, and a lot of my friends as well. So check them out now at the link in the description below, or again, text your ticket to 305-305 to get the ticket clinic on your case. They are the perfect partner in your fight against any speeding ticket.